Was good, YouTube? Back again with another video. Man, we got this man SGA, dog. A lot of people been saying like, bruh, he a foul beta, free throw merchant, and all that. People who don't know basketball saying he all this and that, bruh. But if you know basketball, you know real bucket getter, real get to his spot, midi pull up, get his team involved type of person. Initiate contact when needed, capitalize on overly contact. He do all that, bro, and that's just good basketball. I don't understand how people can say he foul baits or like he a free throw merchant when they got people who average more free throws than him. Then they got people worse who do it worse than him. But it's just this narrative that everybody just run with now since somebody said it. Somebody said it, and then everybody just running with the same narrative, which I don't believe in. As y'all can clearly see, he's a bucket getter, averaging over 30 points for 3 consecutive seasons on 60% or something like 60% true shooting. I want to say since Jordan, only guard since Jordan to do that. So I mean, you don't become, you not all what they saying if you doing something that Jordan did and ain't nobody else ever done it. So what that say about him? But let's get into the video, see what they talking about.
Effort of the season. Just how do you keep it rolling against the Timberwolves team?
Every night's an opportunity to learn and get better, and we're gonna do so, no matter what the outcome is.
This is
The MVP.
Yeah.
Now, the reason SHAI was smiling after going down 2-1 in the series is because with a team full of guys who can defend like their life is on
Look
the
at that,
line,
bro. That's
only
foul
after going
baiting
down
right there,
2-1
bro.
in the series is because with a team
There's no way you this far from the goal trying to do that. Like, come on now.
full of guys who can defend like their life is on the line, motivation due to people saying they're too young, and then SHAI who finally understood how to break the Nuggets. This is where we seen special things happen. Against an experienced Denver team, there were doubts that SHAI could get past them, but after averaging 30 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, and 2 turnovers on 62% true shooting percentage, I'm pretty sure we all can see just how well equipped he was during the series. He would use angles to pick them apart, whether it was from his scoring or finding a teammate for a more optimal look, and this all started with him using the entire length of the floor as his best friend. With OKC wanting to push the ball, you're going to see once SHAI starts going up the floor that there's already 4 Denver defenders ready to get in position. Well, when you play with some fear, this is where you continue to backpedal while SHAI's coming straight at you, and now with him deep in the paint, you have a slim chance at stopping the bucket. This pace would just all out crush Denver all series long, as they couldn't get back in time to stop layups at the rim.
Yeah, they transition defense was too slow. As soon as they are scoring,
the initial attack, SHAI would just reset, see another angle he can take to get to the rim, and with such little resistance, all he needed was a slight bump to get some room, and this one ends in an and one.
Unlimited 1.5% cash back. Just
2 minutes into the video.
Chase Freedom Unlimited. How do you cash back?
Anytime there was a wide open runway to go down, SHAI and this Thunder team would make sure to hit it every single time. And even when he himself didn't have an attacking opportunity, he could see when his teammates did and then connect with them for an easy slam inside. It's one thing to be able to attack the defense.
I mean, they went 7 though. You gotta applaud that though. I mean, they got the best player in the world.
But it would be these times where we can all easily see that Denver has all of his defense past half court, with SHAI being the only Thunder player in attack mode. Now, you would assume that the defense will make sure to key in on him so he can't break to the basket. But with Brown failing to close up the gap, allowing SHAI to plow right past him, the rim is now wide open, and SHAI kisses this off the glass gracefully. Now, hey, you may have thought I was exaggerating when I said it, but literally, every time they could speed up the pace, they would. With Denver's biggest guy on the floor not in the paint, this makes it much easier for SHAI to convert inside, because getting past his defender is never their problem. It's always about what the backline defender is going to do. And if they don't get to the spot quick enough, SHAI will go ahead and order the filet mignon.
Filet mignon.
Other times, it won't even have to be a drop to the basket, as SHAI can already see Jokic getting ready to defend the drive, and Brown is right there closing in on the play. So instead, he used the in and out to pounce out to the right side with only Murray to score over, and this might as well be a warm-up jumper. If you ask me, it just looked like low effort from Denver, because when SHAI comes off this screen here, Jokic could have hedged a lot harder to make SHAI pass the ball or force the issue inside. But instead, he decides to sit back and wait for something to happen, and this right here is the last thing you want. Like, I understand the fear you can have when guarding SHAI because of how crafty he is, but when you allow him to see easy buckets fall, all this does is give him more guarding SHAI because of how crafty he is. But when you allow him to see easy buckets fall, all this does is give him more confidence to break you. And that's exactly what we start to see throughout the series. With Denver starting to showcase that zone to SHAI to limit his drives and make OKC shoot, in theory, this would work out. But SHAI is someone who understands angles to a T. So here when MPJ gets out high, the obvious thing Denver wants is for SHAI to attack the outside. Well, SHAI himself understands that, so instead he uses a hang crossover to shift Porter out of position, and bam! Now the lane is wide open to attack, Porter tries to reach in to steal it, SGA decides to go up to draw a foul, and although no whistle was blown, SHAI was left with an amazing bucket. When you're an elite player like SGA is, you start to look at the game as a bunch of angles and gravity. Such as when receiving this screen from Chet here, going left would leave him in a bad situation. So with SHAI snaking around the screen creating a different angle, he has now shifted gravity in the defense in a completely different way. With Porter and Jokic both committing to SHAI coming middle, this puts stress on Murray to guard both J-Dub and Lou Dort on his backside, and with Murray just up too high on this action, Dort receives a drop off with ease for a two-hander. Truly, it doesn't matter what zone the defense is in, as once you make it to the middle, it's now completely broken. At this moment, SHAI could hit Chet for a lob on the opposite side as he's uncovered, but as we roll the film, we're going to see Jokic commit to SHAI completely, which opens up this pass to iHeart on the baseline for an easy float over the top. Like, I get it, you want to slow SHAI down so you implement a zone, but with his ability to make plays in many different ways, this almost seemed useless at times. Now to relate it back to how SHAI was using angles to defeat the zone, well, he would do the exact same thing to just simply beat defenders in the half-court offense. The thing we all love about SHAI's game is how smooth and controlled he is, and I think we tend to miss how quick he can shed off defenders with some of his movements on the floor. Take this play for an example. When coming off this screen from iHeart, it may be very subtle, but with Jokic gearing up to play the drive going left, SHAI's going to change directions to instead shoot down the middle of the floor, and at this moment, he's no longer worried about Jokic, as he knows he can beat him to the rim. It's more about the next help defender, and with that being Jamal Murray, who isn't a rim protector, this is just a walk in the park. Pretty much, SHAI can get to the middle section of the floor whenever he wants, but when it leads to nothing but trouble, SHAI is quick at noticing different routes he can take by rejecting the screen to go back the other way. And now with a step on Brown, there's a couple things he has to look out for. One would be Nikola Jokic waiting to help, but also two, it would be Aaron Gordon near the rim. Well, as we roll the film, you're going to see SHAI direct his attack towards the left while Gordon runs out to chase Lou Dort, and with Jokic getting over there a tad bit late, Alexander can take the bump, get this in the air, and complete the and one.
That's tough.
Steps through, got it! SGA on the JOB!
Hi, it's Ray from Window World.
I
Got
need
an
new
A.
windows, and I
Come on,
see
Ray.
your
Get
crews
off my screen, Ray.
everywhere. It feels
To be able to shift your initial attack to then create a better angle is something most guards in the league can't even do at an exceptional level. But with SHAI, this is like another day at work. Sometimes instead of a direction change, it might be a change of pace. As here we're going to see Denver send Christian Brown up to double or pretty much take away the middle. But all this does is give SHAI permission to now burst out the handle to get downhill, give Murray a slight bump to take him out the play, and score the ball with no issue. These hezzies are truly a staple in SHAI's game, as it gives him downhill momentum on defenders who now have to slide their feet fast to get in front. It's sort of like that last play we just seen. If you're on the side like Murray is here, best believe he'll use some contact to move you, and now there's nothing you can do about it. Like seriously, SHAI is one of those guards who loves contact and would deliver it to anyone. Such as here, he just moves MPJ back before fading over the top, and when his guys around his size or smaller, he can create a ton of space off this bump while stepping back, and this one right here is straight cash.
Draw.
I know some people will be quick to call an offensive foul and all that weak stuff, but to that I'll just say, get in the weight room. If SHAI is able to constantly move you like that with the bump, it may be hard to guard, but you have to be stronger than the bump to even stand a chance at contesting. Now hold on, don't think for 1 second that that's the only way SHAI understands how to operate to get an open look. Because most times, it's not even about that. It's about SHAI getting to the spot on the floor he feels most comfortable and rising up over defenders to cash in. This craftiness is something that gives defenders nightmares when thinking about guarding him, as no matter what they do, it seems like he will always find a way to score the ball. You can try and target his weakness, which will be his three-point shooting opposed to his mid-range and driving skills, but even though SHAI isn't the greatest shooter from the outside, he showed no fear when it came to letting it fly. If defenders went under the screen, he would make sure to make them pay for it, and without a single touch, SHAI can shed defenders off him with a swiftness, and boy was this clean. SHAI can shed defenders off him with a swiftness, and boy was this clean.
That drop dribble. So
this series versus Nuggets was huge for SHAI. It looked like he was the most composed player on the floor most of the series, and with OKC going against the Timberwolves next, they will need SHAI to stay at this level and even go higher to reach the next level, which will be the NBA Finals. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you're first to know when I upload. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hey, bro, as y'all can see, W video by Hoop Mastery, bro. This is W video, bro. He really break down basketball for real. Like, some people really just go out narratives and stuff like that and don't really know what be going on, but he really broke down and help people like understand like how certain things work and stuff like that. Although some people might just watch the game simply just to hate. I mean, if you watch videos like this, it just show you how good of a basketball player Shai Alexander is really. But I mean, in this world, well, in this day and age in basketball, it's more hate than it is more appreciation of the players are being great or anything like that. And that's really the sad thing. That's why it really not prospering how it really should be, because there's a lot of people just hating instead of appreciating greatness like this. Like they got from the old heads all the way to the young people. It's just hate down there. Every time there's an old head coming on a podcast saying XYZ, or as a young person saying XYZ about an old head or something like that, which is bad for basketball. But I like the NBA playoffs now. I like this. Well, I like it. I like the parody because it's always a new team every year. Like the last 7 years, always been a new team. That's good for the NBA because a lot of these small teams really rising up and becoming good and not staying trash. While like the other teams, like the good teams always stay good. Like back in the day, the good teams really was getting a first, second, third overall pick, right? Like what is the point of a draft if you're gonna give the best team who just won a championship the first pick, or let them be able to trade to get the first pick or the second pick? That wouldn't even make sense. But appreciate any one of y'all for tuning into this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what y'all want me to react to next. And I'm out.